Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Whimsical Dark with KL Patrick. So, to start off with, I want to continue to do the kind of Gothic literature thing, and I wanted to go to the grandmother or mother of science fiction with Frankenstein this time. So I had never read Frankenstein until I was in grad school. So I remember trying to read it as a kid, but the language was kind of a barrier for me. So that became a issue in the long run. So it's one of those things where I guess I wasn't ready to read the book yet. And it's the same thing with Dracula. Like I enjoyed them each individually. The issue was that how do I put it, wasn't for me at the time. And now, as I've read plays and did all this stuff in my background, I realize how much I enjoyed it. It was what I picked to read in one of my very first classes in grad school, and I was very impressed by the way it was written. And I love the whole urban legend, whether it's not an urban legend or actually is how it happened, where they were telling stories to see who would have the best one. I love that, and I've never researched to see if it was true or not, but I think Frankenstein touches on a lot that we as humans think deeply about, or at least I do, where I had a philosophy minor in undergrad. So it became very prevalent to me to think about these things. So I'm just sitting, like, as I read over something, I sit here and start to wonder, like, at what point does knowledge and technology cool advances become an issue? At what point do we stop doing these things and gaining knowledge? And that's something that I really love that Lovecraft goes through. He's always about the forbidden knowledge, knowledge we shouldn't have. And I feel like in ways Frankenstein is also that. It's I think all books are in part directly connected to the human condition and what it is to be human. So the question quickly becomes, is Frankenstein a human? And it makes you wonder, is it having a soul? Is it having a body? Is it being alive? Like, what things connect us to the world that we are in? And a lot of the time I end up in my own head and I'm sitting here thinking like, man, how far can we go? Truthfully, how far can we go with technology? And AI has been on my mind a lot lately. And how can it become sentient? There's been news reports of people getting lied to by AI and led on. And it's at a certain point, where does that become sentience? And I guess that's hard about Frankenstein. It's interesting to me because so many of us, like, we're familiar with the movie, the rumbling, walking monster who is not intelligent, and it's a really good rendition, but I didn't realize that the book is nothing like that. Frankenstein detests his creator and goes on a vengeance path because this life that was created is then forgotten. And I like the expository way of which it's written in letters, and I think I remember there being journal entries. Don't quote me on that, but it's very like, it's not hard to follow, but at the same time, it breaks your heart because this man went through so much for scientific integrity, for creating these entity, and then he disowns him before the horror of what he has created. It's like the summoning of a demon almost, where you've wanted to do it, and then you fail. Or you don't fail, but you succeed, and it becomes its own thing. And you're sitting here like, whoa, what is going on? Like, why did I do this? Now I'm terrified. And I think that's where Lovecraft pulls in ways from this because he's like the Dunwich Horror, he's talking about those sorts of things. And I find it like this unspeakable thing that you've created that now is so alone. And the warlock dies, and we're in this place. And I might review that. That's one of my favorite stories, that or Call of Cthulhu. But that's a whole nother thing. We end up in a place that's so different from where we were. And Frankenstein just he wanted to be acknowledged by his creator instead of scorned. And then he goes to destroy his life and he succeeds. I think with this one, I can talk about the ending and how ambiguous it is. Like, what happens to Frankenstein in the end? He accomplishes his goal to an extent, but at what cost? It makes me think of deeper questions as to being here, being present as a human being, and the levels for which we will go to create our own realities. Kind of the idea that we're all our own main character. And to Frankenstein, his life was so important because it was him. For Victor, it was the complete opposite. And when his life is made hell, it's a hell of his own making. So at what point do we go too far? It's almost a play on the Faustian story, The Deal with the Devil. And I find that intriguing, this haunting, this fear, this breaking of ourselves and the breaking of our souls. And that's what I love about this book, is that it makes me think so much. What I love about Gothic literature is we're looking at such deep issues. So, all in all, I think this is a book everybody should read. If you like horror, if you like fantasy, if you like sci-fi, like it's a progenitor of a lot of those works. So check it out. Fun read. So as you guys know, I'm a writer. So a fun little update. I have been writing a collection connected to my first book, The Disappearing of Three Forks. And it has been past the editor. It's been passed through everybody. So now it's almost ready to release. I am not confident on my release date yet, but it's about 30,000 words, three different stories connected to the universe for which my book is written. So I am excited about that. Other than that, I have all kinds of things I have quite a few finished products, and we're going to see where that goes. But anyway, that's it for that little update. That's it for the Whimsical Dark, and I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you enjoy these videos and check out anything else on this page. There's a really great interview with John Ward, whose book I reviewed on my own YouTube channel. But I hope everyone checks out these Gothic books, these classics, because they're so important, I think, to where the genre is today. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video, and we'll talk again about some book, something crazy, maybe something even more fun than what we have this time. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.